Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Kentrell LeGrew. Always a pleasant thing to see you first thing in the morning. Happy Friday. Thank God it's Friday. We're going to have a good show today because the enemy is dead. Oh, what a wound has been struck to the evil ones. I would like to personally thank Donald Trump for being an idiot. Because him being an idiot has done an immense amount of harm to people that I don't like. An immense amount of problems have been caused for you guys. Because Donald Trump is Donald Trump. And I find it really interesting that people used to say that Donald Trump was going to help Turki Alalshiek by getting the Muhammad Ali Act overturned. Wow. There is absolutely no chance that you guys are going to have a rehab season this year. You know the source of all that money you guys were making over the last couple years? You cannot make up that there's not going to be a rehab season. You guys aren't even talking about the fact that there's not going to be a rehab season. Frank Warren is suing Sella, which is not going to do anything because of force majeure. All of your contracts are null and void because of force majeure. Nothing that they have promised you do they have to abide by because of force majeure. Your contracts have a force majeure clause in them, which is basically an act of God, like war, something that they could not have predicted. Dubai is shut down. And Dubai as a business model is done because you cannot be parked next door to Iran. You have huge travel advisories to that whole area. And to boot, Mohammed bin Salman and the other leaders of those countries in that area are all said to be considering withdrawing their investments from the United States and using force majeure in their contracts as justifications for doing so. Because the United States agitated Iran. I pronounced it wrong, I know. Please forgive me, I'm from America. So I'm very interested to see how this plays out. Very interested to see how this plays out for you guys. You guys were spending money like let's talk about these fights. Let's talk. But then after we go into that, Gervonta Davis critics losing their backing. Oh my God. Did you guys hear Mike Coppinger? Did you hear? Oh man, I got some shit to play for you today. Yes, I do. Salute. What's up, Thrill? Hey, what's up, Thrill? Let me say what's up to everybody. Gabe Toss, Shaggy. Hey, Shaggy, thank you, brother. $5 holler, brother. Thank you, man. Shaggy with another $5 holler, brother. Wow, man. Appreciate you, man. Hey, True to Life said, I wonder how many channels are going to try to switch up and be cool with Tank now. Oh, it's going to be interesting. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Big Homie. I got to get the super chats real quick, man. Shout out to Big Homie, my guy, my big homie Mel. What up, brother? Big Mel. And my guy Phoenix said, you see what Turki said to Eddie? It went beyond hand holding. Turki was really flying them out. Oh, yeah. He said you can roll, you can lay on my warm, fat belly. John Wick, and it's interesting. He said, when people pretending to be crazy meet somebody pretending to be normal, which is Iran. Exactly, bro. People pretending, oh man, I'm very familiar with that scenario, John Wick. People that pretend to be crazy, that ain't crazy at all, run into somebody that's actually crazy and realize, bro, it ain't going to be that sweet, man. Bro, I can't let shit go. Hey, you know, that's the thing about crazy people. They said, fuck it, everybody's going. Yeah, you can't have no boxing matches over there. You can't have no boxing matches over there. You can't have them. Melvin Postal, what's up, bro? He said, B5 for 11. He's like, man, I'm telling you, I know the feeling. Whole bunch of people act crazy. And then finally realize that, nigga, I'm really crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not faking it, homie. I'm really that. So if you think we about to slap box, nigga, that's not what's been to happen, bro. I'm telling you. Okay? Not built like that. No. I'm too well stirred. I'm too overstirred. Turkey told Eddie to come to Papa. Yeah, dog, look. What's Turkey gonna do? Turkey, what you gonna do, dog? And by the way, Turkey didn't say that. Turkey said that to Ring, and then Ring reported it. I wouldn't be surprised if that wasn't Mike Coppinger. Let's listen to what they said about Mike Coppinger, bro. Nah, they can't. Too high risk for boxing match. Yep, you can't even go over there. Y'all be sitting your asses in America, which you were fucking over. You know what I mean? You guys got to sit up in America with all the fighters you've been fucking over because you've been getting paychecks from those guys. Yeah. That's going to hit the DAZN budget pretty hard, man. That's going to hit their PR budget. All this extra money they had to spend with you guys, bro. I don't understand. What does that mean for the sport of boxing now that you can't have boxing matches in Riyadh? And why is it that none of these people are reporting on it? Don't you find it interesting that none of these people are reporting on this? Isn't this a big news story in boxing that the place where all the big money fights take place got bombed and that they're in a war and it may affect the money that's coming into the sport of boxing and LIV golf and all of that? Don't you find it mighty interesting, the silence? The silence about that is deafening. Like nobody wants to talk about it, man. The silence is deafening. It's deafening. It's deafening. This should be the number one story that everybody's talking about in boxing. And Turki Alalshiek losing his money. It should be the biggest sport in boxing. He says, Your Excellency. Here, put a link in the chat, man. I mean, nobody's saying anything about the fact that they got bombed. You know why that is? Because you guys are been told not to say anything because you guys are a bunch of fucking what you are. Yeah, man, you guys are, I mean, look, man, only people that are told not to say anything about what's going on, which is the biggest thing going on in the world, which is directly connected, but you guys can't connect the dots between the two of those. Don't you find it interesting? Where's the UFC going to get their money from? If the UFC is going to get their money from Sella for their boxing, Sella is connected to Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is saying, let me read it to you. I'm going to read it to you so you know what Saudi Arabia said. So we don't have to get into, how people want to call people, oh, you don't understand. You don't understand. Oh, I think I understand. Because I'm going to read it to you. And you tell me if I understand what I'm reading correctly. Officials said 3 of the 4 big Gulf economies, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Kuwait, and Qatar, had jointly discussed the strains being put on their budget and economies but they declined to name the states. A number of Gulf countries have begun an internal review to determine whether force majeure clauses can be invoked in current contracts, while also reviewing current and future investment commitments in order to alleviate some of the anticipated economic strain from the current war, the official said, especially if the war and related expenses continue at the same pace. They added that the move was a precautionary measure that was a result of the budget strains these countries are facing due to reduced income from energy, due to the slow down in output or the inability to ship, and from the tourism and aviation sectors, in addition to the increase in defense spending. So they're going to make less money, but they also have to spend more money on their military. An advisor of a Gulf government said the prospect of an investment review by the wealthy states had caught the White House's attention. They manage some of the world's largest and most active sovereign wealth funds. And Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Qatar last year pledged to invest hundreds of billions of dollars in the U.S. after Donald Trump visited the region. Oh, Donald Trump went to the region, got them to invest billions. That's a big announcement that Kamal Haas had for me. And now they're reviewing it because Donald Trump started a war right on their front porch. They are also big backers of sporting events. Here we get to boxing. They are also big backers of sporting events around the world and have all been invested heavily domestically to develop the nations and diversify their economies. Any move that affects investments in the U.S. or other Western states may raise the pressure on Trump to seek a diplomatic strategy to bring the war to an end. Good luck with that. He don't care. The oil-rich Gulf states have been dragged into the conflict, and the U.S. and Israel launched against Iran, with Tehran unleashing a furious response against the Washington's regional allies. The war has caused shipping traffic to slow to a halt through the Strait of Hormuz, the crucial waterway through which a fifth of the world's oil and gas passes, with at least 20 tankers being stuck in the Gulf. What's up, David Howard? Oh, no worries. Hey, Phoenix, dog, that Iran is saying no ceasefire. Iran said they're not interested in a ceasefire. Dog, they're not interested in a ceasefire, bro. They're going to pummel the shit out y'all. Dog, they may lose, but dog, they're going to take a lot of y'all out there swinging with them. You know that. You're talking about another 10 years. You talking about years, man. You're talking about, dog, it's done. It's done. A U.S. ally? Oh, Lord. Right there, the big boy on the block. Nah, man. People think Iran is, they not. Look, it's the same thing that happens every time. They're not into it to win it. They're in it to disrupt things. They're in it to disrupt them, not to try to win. We're not trying to move in and open a city. We're not trying to have New Chicago we're not trying to rename Tehran New Chicago. They're not. They're just trying to start a bunch of shit, so they got to fight. And these guys said, if we got to fight, everybody going to have to fight. And they're ready to fight. So it's kind of, it's an ugly situation. However, I want to get back to boxing, because for boxing, this is a very relevant topic to how you're going to. That's why Devin Haney's ass is over at the PBC. That is why Devin Fanon, is Turki's fights paid up front? Hell no. All right, bro. Thank you, Isaiah IWD. Thank you, man. Oh, yeah. So, look, let's get to, I want to hear something. Look. I want y'all to listen to something else because I'm going to connect these two things. Hey, brother, thank you for the Cash App, man. It's needed and appreciated, brother. Man, that's a $10. Hey, thank you, Isaiah. Hey, refresh the super chat, the Cash App, brother. Thank y'all for thank you for refreshing the Cash App, brother. That's huge, bro. Thank you, man. A $10 holler, brother. Thank you. And yesterday, my guy Terrell Cameron with the support yesterday with a $5 holler, brother. Thank you so much, brother. Pete, can't tell you how much I appreciate you, man. Padley is still waiting on the house for the Shakur fight. You know that. Exactly. They're saying who's getting tired of getting their ass beat first, us or UAE, because that's what's going to happen. Fanon, with everything happening in Riyadh, what will happen to all of Turkey's fights moving forward? He's not going to have them. Well, let me tell you. Well, first of all, Lamar, let me tell you what's going to happen. They're going to have to find a new excuse for the money that they're spending. They're going to have to claim that they're getting the money from somewhere else. That's my personal belief because of things that I know that are not reported on the news. So I have been long said that this money is going to run out. So you have to, first of all, understand first who you're talking to. You're talking to somebody that has been telling you that this was going to happen. So we have the official justification with the stuff that you get in the newspapers. And I'll tell you what's going to happen. They're going to try to find another source of income. Devin and Bill throwing PBC a lifeline. Exactly. Right. They as soon as the PBC starts getting fight dates, Devin and Haney go to save them. Keith Pierre said, look like Bud coming out of retirement. Hey, bro. Bud gonna have to come out of retirement, bro. He gonna have to fight. You're not hitting any more licks, bro. Fanon been saying this for almost a year, and now it's happening. Now people can't say you're crazy, Fanon. Refuse to hear the facts. Well, you know what it is. I'm crazy. I told you that they were gonna go to jail because these guys are a bunch of thieves. Little did I know that they're also a bunch of spies. I just thought they were regular thieves. I didn't know that they were also spies being funded by a foreign nation who are now going to lose all their fucking funding. Yeah, they are. They're sellouts funded by a foreign nation. Yep. That's what they are. That's why they were so pro-Turkey. They put Turkey without ever throwing a fight in Las Vegas into the Nevada State Athletic Hall of Fame. I don't know what you're talking about, Lamar. I'm going to probably block you, bro. They're pieces of dog shit, bro. So I'm going to go ahead and put you on timeout, bro. I'm not interested in it, Bill. Go ahead and put you on timeout, bro, and that's going to take those comments away so I don't have to hear that. You guys were sellouts. And let me tell you, watch this shit. More than that, I have to tell you, man, a guy that I don't want no smoke with. I got to play something for you guys. I want you to hear something. I want you guys to hear something. Hold on one second.
Fucking grandchildren are going to feel. Can you believe the balls on this guy? Can you believe the motherfucking balls on Mike Coppinger? A guy who tried. Love how Mike Coppinger thought he was clever attacking you by saying that you have ethics and morality. All the replies under Mike's tweet are killing him. Oh, Mike, I haven't got a chance to weigh in yet, motherfucker. Bitch, I'm about to dunk on you in ways that your fucking grandchildren are going to feel. Can you believe the balls on this guy? Can you believe the motherfucking balls on Mike Coppinger? A guy who tried to get Daniel Kinahan an award for, I believe it was promoter of the year. Maybe it was manager of the year. I have to double check this one. But he was trying to say Daniel Kinahan was deserving of a boxing accolade within the industry itself. Mike, look at me, brother. Look at me. Do you think you have these jobs because you are good at them? Is that what you think? Do you think you sit on, I mean, I have my issues with Max Kellerman, but he's very good on camera. Very, very good. Very, very, very talented broadcaster. Do you think you sit on that panel because you are good at this? Do you think that you give scoops because you do intrepid reporting in an honest way? Which, by the way, half of the things you report are wrong and they have to get corrected by other folks in the industry, not limited to Dan Rayfield, but many others. Do you think you have these jobs because you earned them? You got these jobs because you're the biggest cocksucker of power in combat sports. You're everything that's wrong with the profession. You're the avatar of the failure of sports journalism. You, brother, you take marching orders and do the bidding of a guy who works for MBS. You work for a theocratic fucking monarchy. Who the fuck do you think you are, brother? You think you get these jobs because you're good at them? You get these jobs because you swallow the balls of people in power. You are useful to powerful people because you are a fucking idiot stooge. That is why. You are the walking embodiment of the rot within this industry. So it is not a surprise to me that you have lucrative jobs. It's not a surprise. It's not a surprise to me that you sit on that show. Again, Max Kellerman's good at that job. I don't like the turn he's taken, but he's very good at that job. And I would never say otherwise. Well, I mean, I guess the commentary is a little different these days, but on that panel show, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. You are like, if he's Howard Stern, you're Beetlejuice. You're the sideshow that they let on there because they need somebody who has no beliefs in anything other than you gotta suck the dick and balls of power as vociferously as possible to get ahead.
Blue blood. Blue blood. Blue blood Sports TV.
And that's why you pushed Daniel Kinahan on the industry. It's why you pushed Turki on the industry. And dude, you'll push anybody who just lines your fucking pocketbook. And don't think I don't know some of the stories about places you've lived and why you lived there and how unethical all that was. You are the walking embodiment of the failure of sports journalism. Shut the fuck up. Shut your fucking mouth. You are an untalented zero. You can't write for shit. You're a mushed mouth nothing. And by the way, I know about some of your Showtime tryouts, which you fucked up royally. You're bad at this. You're bad at all of it. You're good at one thing. One. You are a motherfucking cowardly bitch ass dick sucking stooge to the worst fucking malevolent actors in all of sports. That's
Bill Haney. Bill Haney. Bill Haney and Blue Blood. Bill Haney and Blue Blood.
You, brother. That's you. You don't have a career on talent. You don't have a career on merit. You have a career on prostitution. That's what you are. You're a whore. Do you understand that? You're a whore. And I don't know if anyone's told you this enough. No one in the industry respects you, by the way. Maybe they don't like me either, but they definitely don't respect you. They at least fear me a little bit getting sideways with me. They don't fear you at all. You are nothing. You are nobody. You are talentless. I have to listen to you on that panel with Max. Max gets up there and sounds like a great orator, and then you get up there like the fucking Make-A-Wish kid. Why is he here? You don't work in this industry on ability. You work in this industry on flexibility. I work in this industry.
Devin Haney. Devin Haney.
Fucking brow. You'll never understand that. And I'm not Mother Teresa. I've made mistakes in my life, a million of them. I'll make a million more. You wouldn't know what it meant to act ethically if your life depended on it. You're a whore. You're one of those models that they fly in from Miami to Dubai to get shit on. That's what you are. You're a whore. So you work at an outlet that is turned into the mouthpiece of one of the guys who works directly for the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, and you're worried about what I have to say. Worry about how you're going to be remembered, such that you're remembered at all. Don't worry about me reminding everyone that you can't, like, if you're a real journalist, you can't work at a place like that. Like, you would have tendered your resignation. You don't have a career on ability. And I hope you understand that. On some level, I know you do. You're not good on camera. You're not good on microphone. You write like a fucking fifth grader. You get half the details wrong. But if there is somebody powerful in the industry that needs a job done, needs something laundered in the media, you're Johnny on the spot. Shut the fuck up and mind your own business, which is being a bitch ass whore to the industry. You fucking whore.
Here, Imam, that today, perhaps today.
Oh, that is called getting your ass roasted. Roasted. He said, this man curse more than the NWA. Man, let me tell you something, man. Shout out. What's his name again? Luke. Shout out to Luke Thomas.
How my commenter thought he was clever attacking you by saying that you have ethics and morality.
Because Mike Coppinger attacked the dude for having ethics and morality. Mike Coppinger said, it's real easy to act ethical when that's what you're known for. Man, Mike Coppinger, then Mike, look, man, you cannot tell me that is not the same shit. Dog, you can say the same shit he said. I feel about all you damn YouTube content creators that are out here selling your fucking soul for the same people that Mike Coppinger is selling his souls for, bro. Y'all the same. That white boy right there said the same shit I want to say about you all to the number. You frauds. That's what y'all are, bro. You will say anything Bill Haney tells you to say. Anything. Doesn't matter how stupid, wrong, doesn't matter. If Bill Haney needs something laundered through the media, he comes to you. That's what you all are. This guy right here, Luke Thomas, was talking about your asses. My God, he hit it on the head. You guys, that's what y'all are. Y'all just sell it. Just sell it. Oh, sell it for Debbie. Sell it to Debbie. Good morning, Fanon, and everybody in the chat. Please let our show appreciate for all his hard work by putting color in the chat. Please, hey, man, thank you. Man, that boy got fried. Mike Coppinger, bro. Mike Coppinger is only the white version. Mike Coppinger is the white version. He is every bit as bad as the guys on YouTube who do this shit with absolutely no shame. They are the same ones tearing down Gervonta Davis for pay. Because as long as a powerful person waves some money at you, you bend over have dinner with them, fly out to God dog, like who? To get shit on in Dubai. Now that I found out y'all are literally flying out there to get shat on, wow, bro. I would not, look, seriously, man, it would not be surprised me at all if y'all go out there to get shat on. I know y'all niggas would do anything for that money. You'll do anything for the bread. Don't you tell me you won't. Man, you guys are in so much trouble. Can somebody tell me something? I want to make sure that nobody can jump out there and say I'm making something up. Isn't Turki Alalshiek from Saudi Arabia? Yes. I'm 100% sure Turki Alalshiek is from Saudi Arabia. Isn't Saudi Arabia right now getting bombed by Iran? Yes, it is. Didn't I just read for you where they said that they are evaluating contracts that they have with the United States, UAE, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait? They're all looking at their contracts to see if they can get out of their commitments to the United States. Why? Because another country who owns Donald Trump said, you're going to do this. And they decided to act a fool because they were desperate. Desperate. So they decided, hell no, we're not going to let these other people give you a bunch of money, Donald. What we're going to do is we're going to force you to go to war over here and keep them from doing any business with you so we can continue to control you. Oh, yeah, we love how politics played out in this one. Because how did it come out? Devin Haney, how are you going to call Turki Alalshiek? Turki Alalshiek ain't got no money. Turki Alalshiek ain't got no money. That's why you're going to the PBC. Can somebody tell me what's more likely? The reason Devin Haney is going to the PBC is because he knows there's no more money coming from Turkey. Because these people knew that eventually this shit was going to run out. And the number one way for it to run out is that war. But it's not just that. It's also that you guys have been busted out for being thieves. So the original source of your money ain't even fucking with you no more. So you can't even go back. But you did go back to get your little payday from PBC, didn't you, Devin? Because Devin is what you call who? Anybody that waves the dollar. That's where Devin is going. Anybody that waves the dollar. That's where you're going. Oh, I love it so much. I have to admit that I don't like the death and destruction that facilitated this turn of events in boxing. But I want to ask you guys a question. Is anybody really concerned about the overturn of the Muhammad Ali Act right now? What is the likelihood that Saudi Arabia, after they pull out of their contracts with Sella and can no longer put on boxing events for Dana White? Because Dana White's not going to be able to get the money because the contract that they had, once again, force majeure, will allow them to get out of any commitments that they have with the UFC as well. So it's almost like you burned up the relationship on both sides. They don't give any money to the UK. They're not going to give any money to Eddie Hearn. They're not going to give any money to Frank Warren. That's why Frank Warren's suing. They also don't have any money to invest in UFC with Sella, because isn't UFC in the United States? And aren't they talking about contractual arrangements they have from their sovereign wealth funds? Hey, can somebody say, Martin, go get back on your meds? Martin, go get on some meds. Ain't that what you said? Ain't that what you used to say all the time? Ain't that what you like to call me, Bill Fanan the Khan? Hey, Bill. Why are you over there with PBC? That sounds like square one, homie. Devin is going to the PBC to save them by accepting net profit and allowing PBC to keep all the proceeds of the event, which will take them out of bankruptcy. Devin fans logic. Oh, you know what it is. Who do you think has the best chance of going bankrupt? It's Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren. Yep. The people that got the risk of going bankrupt, and I don't want anybody to go bankrupt. I don't. I'm not wishing for bankruptcy on anybody. If it happens, it happens. Because you know what? Wars fuck with people, man. I remember when I was making a bunch of money. All of a sudden, somebody goes and does some shit in Iraq, and then it fucks my money up. Right? Matter of fact, guess who fucked my money up? It was Saudi Arabia when they sent a bunch of people on 9/11 to fuck everybody over in the United States. You remember that? They fucked up my money big time with that. Fucked up my money, fucked up everybody's money with that. Fucked up the airports, all that shit. So trust you me, man. It's funny that they getting their shit fucked up now. Yep, because they think they can control everybody, especially with you sellout black people. Mm-hmm. Especially with you Bill Haney, who's definitely going to shake his booty for $1, bro. Hey, Fanon, you know they're stupid telling you to get on your meds. You know, hey, man, that's what they used to say when I was crazy and everything that I said was wrong because these guys work for a foreign country and bragging about it, flying back and forth from Dubai and, oh, they you know, Turki Alalshiek got me, Mohammed bin Salman got me. Bro, y'all lucky I was asses wasn't over there when that shit started dropping. Phoenix said PBC is fulfilling their obligations for charity work. Devin is a Make-A-Wish boxer. I want Zuffa and Rehad to go bankrupt. Well, Rehad can't go bankrupt. What they're going to do is they're going to be in war. What they're going to do is they're going to have to fight for their life. Yeah, they are. Because that shit's never going to go right. For the rest of the time that they're there, those dudes is in a lot of trouble. All because of what was happening on the other side. Because they don't love each other, dog. These days, bro, first of all, I listen to Mohammed bin Salman, man. Mohammed bin Salam's a snake. Number one, Mohammed bin Salman, I listen to him. I never waste my time listening to that dude before. But I listened to the dude talk about Iran. Man, that dude's a snake. Man, that dude is saying all kind of shit. I'm like, all right, man, you a snake, bro. You a snake, bro. And you got all kind of CIA people over there in Dubai. Nah, dog, I don't believe you, bro. I think you're an asset. I had a problem with the Saudis forever, not to mention MBS ordering that death of Khashoggi. Saudis can reap it. Hey, man, they can get on out. Thank you, brother. Hey, give me 1 second, man. I know y'all don't want to see this, but give me 1 second. I gotta, I'm taking care of my health, which means, you know, sometimes I gotta step out the room real fast. Give me 1 second.
You don't know what I've been training like. You don't know the vision I have. You do now. No, I'm on fire. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. I'm strong. I'm strong. Strong. Woo!
I don't know if Ryan Garcia is taking the fight serious or not.
I'm strong. I'm strong. Strong.
I love that shit. Man, let me tell you how much fun I'm having, man. Let me tell you how much fun I'm having right now. Do you think they're ever going to eat crow? Can I ask an honest man, like seriously, Blue Blood? Blue Blood, are you going to ever like really eat crow? Are you going to ever eat crow, bro? Who's the next sugar daddy for you, Bill? Like, I don't want to do it like Luke did, Luke Thomas did to Mike Coppinger. I don't want to do that. But I do want to talk about basically the black version of Mike Coppinger. You know, which is you guys. You guys are the Mike Coppingers in the black community that are doing the exact same thing that Mike Coppinger's doing. You're working with the same people. You support the same causes. You know what I mean? You're the same thing. You're the same scumbag ass people. You're the same scumbag ass people that Luke Thomas was talking about. It's just a group of you, and Mike might be. I mean, he is. He's the black Mike Coppinger, just making up shit, being a prick, getting in the middle of people's deals, reporting information wrong. You remember how many times Mike Coppinger said that the fight between Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence was done? Do you remember how Mike Coppinger was part of all of the discussions around Errol and trying to make Errol look like he was ducking? Meanwhile, Blue Blood is out here making a fight with David Avanesyan. Come on, man. You don't think that Mike Coppinger and the Boxing Writers Association of America, of which Mike Coppinger is a member and probably the number one chief scumbag, but still he's only one of them. All he did is go to the further extreme to compete against his adversaries. You know, that's all he did is he went to the extreme. Mike Coppinger became a tabloid. He became a tabloid guy on ESPN. That's how he beat out guys like Steve Kim. He beat out guys like Dan Rayfield. He beat out guys like Keith Idec. He obviously going to beat out guys like Jake Donovan. He's going to beat those guys out because he's willing to lie, cheat, and steal. He's willing to exact revenge on people. He said it. But look, Mike Coppinger's the white side. What about the black people doing the same thing in the black community? You guys are running the same game on Gervonta Davis at the behest of the same people that Luke Thomas is talking about. You guys are out there dogging Gervonta Davis at the behest of Turki Alalshiek. You're doing it the bidding of Turki Alalshiek, who does the bidding of Mohammed bin Salman. And you guys want to break into boxing. And the black boxing base is a very big fan base in the sport of boxing. So you come and you bring a bunch of non-Americans to attack Americans, number one, because you guys out there in New York are definitely a bunch of tethers that are out there, got into the industry, and then you're cool until you get your feet into a certain position and you got your own established name. And once you feel like you're established and known in the community, then you attack people. That's what you do. And you do it at the behest of Mohammed bin Salman because that is who Turki Alalshiek worked for. And you do it at the behest of the other people that have profited from DAZN, which is the network that distributes the funds on most of these fights. Yeah, it was Daniel Kinahan first. It was, but you guys weren't with Daniel Kinahan. You guys were trying to go against Daniel Kinahan. Then you sold out to him because Bill sold out to him. Bill brought you guys on board to them scumbags. Yep. You jumped in there with Bill and you became part of that with Bill. Why don't you guys make money the easy way is what Bill told you. That's what Bill said when he said, hey, man, you guys are going about this the hard way. Why don't you go about it the easy way and sell out? We'll just pay you a bunch of money as long as you say exactly what it is we say. We'll buy views for you. We'll give you jobs in the industry as long as you go out and you try to help us make the fights that we want to make made and you badmouth the people that we say badmouth. And the money got so big and is so widespread that you guys go and start setting people up on assault charges. You guys out, and it's not just Gervonta you guys did this shit with. You did this shit with all kind of people because you guys are out here trying to be fixers because you got money and access to the information to try to fix things. Come on, man. That's what this is. And it's all falling apart. There's a reason they don't have a verification check. He bought, hey, man, these guys buy views all the time, bro. The only question is how many of them are they going to buy? I caught me and Phoenix the Assassin were sitting on a live stream on a Saturday morning, and we just so happened to be watching Devin Haney's page on Instagram. Devin Haney released a poster of Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney, and there was 83,000 likes within the first 20 minutes. Right there, you knew they were buying likes. They were buying likes on Instagram to make it look like there's so many people that wanted to see that fight. No, man, you guys are, let me tell you what you are. You're foreign agents is what you are. You're foreign agents. When you spread propaganda for a foreign country, that's what you are. You're a foreign agent. That's what you are. You take orders, like Luke Thomas said, from a theocratic monarch who just got bombed. Mr. Tough Guy. Mr. Broker Peace. Yeah, you guys let's talk about what's really going on, man. You know, we can do this. Why you think these guys get so many all of a sudden, man? Come on, man. Look at Showbiz, man. Look at Showbiz the adult, bro. Showbiz, respect to Showbiz the adult for the talent that he has. Just kind of like Luke talked about Mike Cobbinger. Mike Cobbinger has talent. Showbiz the adult has talent. He has energy, he has work ethic, he has talent. Not going to besmirch the man his talent. But come the fuck on. We know what happened there. We know exactly what happened there. And that's the same thing that happened with all of y'all frauds. You know, but I'm happy for him because now he's actually on DAZN. And we know full well that that's where he's with. That's who he's with. Just like Ali Aladepo was with DAZN, just like the guy from Wade Concepts with DAZN. We now know what you are. All right? You guys are actors and actresses that wanted to get a better role. So you broke into the industry by getting a following on YouTube, and you want to elevate into mainstream shows. Shout out and congratulations to Najee. Shout out to Najee, because it's very, very clear that, boom, that's what he was going for, and because that's what he got. Good job. You know what I mean? Very upfront about it. You guys are not upfront. You guys are what you call foreign agents. Yeah, you are. Many of you are not U.S. citizens. Many of your web pages and your stuff isn't even in the United States. He said, were they doing the Drake and Aiden was doing with Bot Farms? For sure. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Bro, absolutely. Showbiz the adult, there's no fucking way, bro. We had 6,000 concurrent viewers at 11 o'clock in the morning for a Jai Opatai fight. Bro, that's 6,000 concurrent viewers for a Jai Opatai fight. There's no fucking way. All right? These are guys that will tell you that they did a 1.2 million pay-per-views on DAZN. When you know damn well don't nobody even know the fight's taking place. To tell you the truth, I highly suspect that all of DAZN's numbers are scams. I'm being very honest with you. I think all of DAZN's numbers are scams. I think the whole fucking thing's a scam. I don't think they have the numbers and the followers and stuff that they say they have. I don't. I think they're faking their fucking numbers and charging the company. That's what I think. I could be wrong, obviously. But that's what it looks like to me, because everything else I've seen associated with them is manufactured numbers. These guys are losing billions and billions of dollars. Losing it, but they want to lose it because they're a funnel to lose money out of people's hedge fund, out of people's trust funds. Come on, man. The question is, who's going to be the next person that you claim is responsible for paying that money? What shell are you going to move when everybody knows it's a shell game? You move for, is it Daniel Kinahan? Is it Turki Alalshiek? Is it a new one? Come on, man. All that you heard about Mike Coppinger from Luke Thomas, who was with Showtime, who was in the combat sports commentary area at that level, in real journalist, Because unlike me, and I'm going to be very serious about this, unlike me, Luke Thomas is an actual journalist. I am not a journalist. I am what those guys pretended to be. A normal human being that just wants to be a fan of boxing and talk about boxing with you and wants to have a boxing fan forum. That's not what they are. What they are is an what do you call it? They are an affiliate, or they are a franchise. That's what they are. They're a franchise. They're a franchise, but they're not the owner. That's all they are. They're a manager of a channel. That's what they are. They're a manager of a channel. And what they do is they're using and getting paid out of those budgets and that money that was coming that that is not coming anymore. Phoenix said they call it juking the stats on the wire. Oh, Thriller True Life, it said they call it juking the stats on the wire. Yeah, they definitely juking the stats. They're juking the shit out of the stats. We've got 500 billion impressions. We don't want to talk about subscribers anymore. You guys, and then guess what? Y'all will get a bunch of subscribers to pay a bunch of money for a pay-per-view. Then they'll all unsubscribe after they pay the money. Then they'll jump back on. There's nobody watching these fights on DAZN. The only people that are watching these fights on DAZN are the media people that are talking to you about these fights on DAZN. That's not real. Just like Turki Alalshiek, let's be honest. That dude ain't real. If he's still talking about making fights and paying money out of Saudi Arabia, you know damn well that man ain't real. And I'm going to be, I'm right, the second Turki Alalshiek or anybody else says they're paying for a fight. Because you can't deny it now. You used to be able to deny it when me and Phenomenal Noop were up here saying, look, man, they're saying that they're divesting for bringing their money back into Saudi Arabia. What's up, Kirk Jones? Hey, Isaiah said the numbers are farced 100%, Fanon. Let's not forget DAZN forces members payment by stealing their money and applying it to a new bullshit $40 sub. Oh, wow. Yeah, those guys are bro, no. Got 300 people in the chat and 89 likes. Hey, y'all, make sure y'all hit that like button, man. We got 300 people in the chat. What you talking about, Rick? What are you saying? What the F what? I'm telling you, bro, it's fake. Their numbers are fucking fake, bro. Don't know, their numbers are fucking fake. They are gassing up that numbers to validate Saudi Arabia paying the money because they're talking about how much exposure it is. Hey, he said DAZN is the boo-boo. Oh, it's man, I don't believe any of their numbers out of DAZN. None of them. Nobody watches that shit, man. No way. Nobody watches that stuff, man. Nobody. You can't tell me when you walk outside your house, anybody that has DAZN or no. Matter of fact, bro, if you said, hey, man, you got DAZN, the motherfuckers might ask if it's a new, what is that, like a new COVID or some shit? People don't even know what DAZN is. But yet you guys are claiming that these guys are making $100 million a fight on DAZN and justifying it by saying there's 60 trillion views on this. No, you guys are running a scam, bro. Bro, you're on a boxing channel, dog. I got DAZN. You're on a boxing channel. You got a boxing channel, bro. You're talking on a boxing channel. I'm talking about enough for them to get 1.2 billion impressions. No, thank you, bro. I don't buy that shit. I ain't lying, dog. I think Turki Alalshiek's a lie, bro. I say just them having darts as an option was enough for me to never subscribe ever. Yeah, you're a better man than me. If it wasn't for my bank letting me know I got charged hundreds, I didn't authorize for the shit, DAZN or frauds. I mean, they are frauds. Hey, man, 10 to God, bro. Thank you for the big money, man. I appreciate that, bro. Thank you, dog. Mm-hmm. Hold on one second. All right. He said the zone scammed me for 3 months. F them. Yeah, they're scams. But hey, 2 cent though, for real. Can anybody tell me, first of all, Blue Blood's not real, okay? Now that we know that Blue Blood's not real, that shit is not, that's just not real. Whatever the actor's name is, the actor that plays Blue Blood on TV, man, that shit is hilarious, man. I'm so glad that shit is over, bro. I'm so glad that I know you guys are actors, dog. So glad, man. Y'all are actors. Y'all deserve Oscars. Y'all deserve Oscars for the game y'all played on people, man. Y'all had all kind of people believing you were authentic people that are really like trustworthy with inside sources. Like, I got inside sources. I know what's going on behind the scenes. Bro, you guys acting like you gambling, but you're not really gambling just to sucker people into gambling. I mean, you guys really bent over and spread the booty cheeks, bro, to make it. You know what I mean? It's like you guys decided that maybe what you decided was, I'm going to do all this cheek spreading and fucking over people until I make it. And when I become the big guy, then I can make everything right. Because if I don't do all this scumbag shit, somebody else is going to do all this scumbag shit and I won't make it. So let me do all the scumbag shit. Let me lie. Let me slander fighters. Let me just be a voice for what other people want me to tell. Let me bot people. Let me get ghost account. Because when I get in power and I leave my mark, then I'll be different. Is that how you guys justified all the lies you told about me? Is that how you justify and how you sleep with yourself, sleep at night? You think, oh man, don't hate the player, hate the game. Bro, nobody can punish the game. They just break up the game. But bro, you guys are playing, that's all you are, is playing a game. You know what I mean? You just playing a game, bro. You're an actor, dog. Like, even you being and these guys that are like ex-fighters and shit that come around like and then want to like, bro, seriously, man, you are an actor, bro. Sitting up there right there with Nate, bro. Actors, bro. I don't care if you consider yourself an actor or not, but once you start playing a role that you know you're playing at the behest of somebody else, dog, you're acting, dog. You're in the process of acting. You're playing a role. And it's so funny to me that you guys have to continue to play it all the way to nothing taking place because you guys have no funding. Hey, ASO Stan said Claymore, Drizzle, and Blue Blinded have exhausted all their dick riding efforts to secure a deal with shitty Turki, and they failed, bro, because Turki ain't got no more money, bro. Ain't got no money. And now they got to go crawl over to the PBC. Hey, man. Hey, man, the day you sell out is the day you can't do it. The day you sell out, the day that you decide that a boxer is more important than you is the day that you're going to sell out. Never fool me. I watched this channel a couple times and I caught on and I could tell you, yeah, that's why you're the only channel. I appreciate you, Debbie Booker. Man, let me tell you, dog, shit is hilarious. That shit is hilarious. Seriously, though, man, what about this money? Nobody want to debate me? Hey, I'll debate somebody for $100 if you all want to tell me that I am wrong about the fact that this was never Turki Alalshiek's money to begin with. And I want you guys to be very clear. I don't believe it was ever Turki Alalshiek's money to begin with. I don't believe it. Oh yeah, because they got to, because you're coming up, 2 Cent. You big time, 2 Cent. Hey, Jeep Red Boy said, what's up, y'all? Hey, what's up, Jeep Red Boy? Hey, by the way, shout out to Knockout Boxing 86 TV. Look, I agree, Fanon. The biggest lie they used to tell, Tank don't fight nobody. Bro, let me tell you something. I'm telling you right now, dog, I do not believe for shit that is Turki's money, bro. I do not believe it. I believe that Turki Alalshiek is in a partnership and that partnership includes Saudi Arabia. But the person and the people responsible for paying all this money out, no. What they are is a cover. That's what I believe, and you are never going to convince me otherwise. But they're never going to bust that out. They got that shit. I'm telling you, that hell no, it's gambling. That shit is about gambling. Turki Alalshiek's connection is about gambling. It's about gambling. So PBC didn't get played by Turki? No. Hi, Turki Alalshiek cannot do business with the PBC because Turki Alalshiek is already under contract with both Frank Warren and Sella. 2 cents. Remember, Frank Warren sued TKO and Sella, which is the investment group that is responsible for the money. So how is Turki Alalshiek going to get money to the PBC when he's being sued for backing out of deals with Frank Warren and he's otherwise exclusive to TKO? Where does the PBC and Amazon Prime come into play when the two networks are DAZN and Paramount Plus and Netflix? They got 3. So no, I think you asked that. I think you asked that rhetorically. I'm not debating you fuck boys. Fuck out of here. I'm sorry. Look. You YouTube creators are weird, constantly talking about each other instead of actually, I already won the debate. What the fuck are you talking about? I've already beat you in the debate. I'm not going to debate you. I've already beaten you. Why would I debate you about some shit I'm right about? I'm going to ask you a serious question. Why would I debate you about something that you know I'm right about and I know I'm right about? And everybody else knows I'm right about because that's how it played out. And I'm not doing your stupid debates because when I said, oh, there's a federal investigation related to boxing and gambling, you guys called me a liar because there's no proof. There's no federal investigation. You guys did videos on that when you said that I was wrong about that. But it turned out that I was right about it. So I win the debate. When I told you that this was going to lead to you guys losing that money and that you guys were not going to have that money anymore, well, guess what? You guys don't have that money anymore. That means I was right. So the debate is going to be when I find out that I'm right. You already know I'm right when you said it. You're just thinking that nobody can prove it, which is why you always want to talk about proof. Where's your proof about this? Where's your proof about I don't give a fuck about proof. I care about the results. Turki Alalshiek cannot give you any more money because Iran bombed Riyadh. So we don't have to wonder about whether I was right because I said you guys were not going to have that money. And now Riyadh got bombed and you don't have that money. I was right. You're not going to have the money. I was also right. You're going to get an investigation on you about gambling. You guys said I was wrong until I was right. Just like you said I was wrong about this money until I was right. But guess what? I was right the whole time. So your proof doesn't mean anything. Me being able to convince you doesn't mean anything. You're not somebody that wants to be convinced. I told you the money was going to end. I told you. And it ended. I told you guys that these guys were gambling and fixing fights because of gambling. And now they got everybody getting investigated for it, just like I said. So what do you want? You guys are wrong. Why would I debate you? That's like debating somebody about a fight, how a fight's going to turn out. I say, okay, Deontay Wilder's going to knock out Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz gets knocked out, but then you guys don't want to act like somebody was right. I said it was going to be a knockout. It was a knockout. I'm right. Where's the fucking debate? There's no more debate. Just like when you lose all your money, there's no more debate. Matter of fact, the fact that you guys were debating about it at all told me that you guys know you're wrong. And how do I know you know you're wrong? By the arguments that you make. You said Turki had unlimited funds and that he had promised to fight with Gervonta. You lied, Claymore, because I sat with you and I went through the video and Turki Alalshiek never said it. You guys said Turki Alalshiek, it was Turki Alalshiek's money. Turki Alalshiek's a trillionaire. Turki Alalshiek is an employee of the Public Investment Fund. He's an employee. He's not a trillionaire. You guys said he was a member of a Saudi royal family. He wasn't a Saudi royal. Nothing that you've said about Turki Alalshiek wound up being true. Nothing. Other than money showing up. Which, by the way, was showing up before with somebody else. So we don't have to debate this. I'm telling you right now, I already know I'm right. I'm just waiting for you to figure it out. Okay? I'm just waiting for you to figure it out. Mohammed bin Salman tried to bribe Turki Alalshiek. Mohammed bin Salman tried to bribe Donald Trump with a $8 billion, whatever billion dollar promise to buy a bunch of armaments. They said, nah, we're going to bomb Iran. Boom. Now, Mohammed bin Salman is saying, we don't want anything to do with the U.S. and any investments in the U.S. anymore because we got bombed. Just because I'm crazy doesn't mean I'm a liar. Let me repeat this. Just because I'm crazy doesn't make me wrong, and it doesn't make me a liar. All of your ad hominem attacks upon me were done because you knew I was right the whole time. You may not have understood how I knew, and there might be things that I knew that you didn't know, but you know without a doubt years ago that Bill Haney was paying you guys. Now everybody knows that Bill Haney was paying you guys. It's amazing how people keep finding out what you guys are saying is not true. Like when Jake Paul and you guys, like you said, Gervonta Davis was on the run from the law. DJ Academic said it. You said it. It was all over. What happens with that? Now they're planning fights. Nobody can be a star when they fight Gervonta, but they're always stars when they don't fight Gervonta. You guys flip scripts and make arguments and say things are so... Matter of fact, you guys are so phony, you went straight AI. You guys are so bought and paid for that you literally went to AI. You literally went to just reading the scripts. Because you can't stomach to can't come off your head. Oh my God, you guys are terrible, bro. Hey, Fanon, Bill was paying content creators in Chile. No, he's paying them in real hardcore money. Believe it. Nah, Bill was paying that real money. That's my understanding. Hey. Hey, bro, Papito, man, blessings to you. Nah, seriously, man, to the guy that said you want to debate. What do you want to debate next? I'm going to promise you that you're going to come up with a lie to justify you spending ridiculous amounts of money. Eddie Hearn looks like he wants out of boxing. Eddie Hearn just doing stupid shit. Eddie just doing stupid, desperate shit. I'm going to start signing away your UFC fighters if you don't back off my boxing. Okay, take them. I don't care. We'll do business with you. You can manage UFC fighters if you want. All that means, Eddie, is that we're going to be paying you. No worries. If they want to cut you some of their money, they can cut you some of their money. That means they ain't getting no more money out of us. Whoop-de-doo. So you want to open a talent agency, bro? You got Frank Warren suing people for billions of dollars because they're not going to be able to meet their commitments. I know who did this, man. I love you, but I know you're responsible for this. And what a mess. You know what I'm saying? Phoenix says Zuftas took Ben, so Eddie took a random UFC dude. Everybody in the UFC is random. Man, everybody in the UFC is random. Like, man, look, they be they stacking them numbers, man. Yeah, Eddie was trying to figure things out. Boxing not working out too well. Man, look, he got convinced to start stealing people's money. I'm telling you, they think they're smarter than people because they write the test. Do you know why? Do you know why those people that think they're high IQ people think they're so smart? Because they're always the ones writing the test. You're a group of people that determine what success is. You measure success based off your standards and give yourself every conceivable advantage, then test yourself to determine whether or not you have an advantage. Man, I'm way more influential than you dudes, man. Like, seriously, man. The fact that you niggas think you're anywhere near as influential as the kid blows my fucking mind. Once I discovered what you guys really are and why you do the things you really do, I find out that you don't actually have any influence at all. All you have is an order to repeat something. That's all you have is an order to repeat something. You have a platform that you don't even own. That is not you being influential. That is you being a mouthpiece for people. Hold on one second. I have no idea why this just did this. All right, there you go. So, like, look, man, I know y'all listen to me. I know y'all are listening to me. And I mean this to the bottom of my heart. You guys are fucked. You are. You're absolutely fucked. You are. You're absolutely fucked. There's no way out of this shit for you all. None. How are you going to get past the Iran? How are you going to get past the Iran-Israel war? How? All the little caps just took all your money. All of it. Because, number one, Saudi Arabia has to spend more money on their defense. Number two, they're not going to be able to sell their oil. Number three, they're not going to be able to push tourism. Where's your money going to come from the UK? All of Eddie Hearn's money was coming out of Europe, was coming out of the Saudi Arabia. That's why Frank Warren, who had the better relationship in the actual contracts, was the one that really made the most money and beat down Eddie Hearn in the UK. Now, I want to know why I can be right about all of this. But I'm wrong about the fact that I'm telling you I know whose money this is. I know whose money it is. And you guys are stone cold racists. And you guys agreed that you were going to steal this black man's money. And you were never going to allow this black man to have access to it. And you were going to create all kind of justifications for where you spend it. But as long as you have the ability to be the ones that spend it, You have the ones that are the ones that have the final decision, or they're supposed to have the decision, but you're the one that executes it. So if you refuse to execute it and you're responsible for the planning of it, then you're the one that's really in control. You become the manager of everything. So you guys manage your situation. All right, Pepito, get back, man. So why am I wrong about that? When I was right about you guys not having access to Saudi money anymore. When I was right about you guys getting arrested. Why can't I be right about the sovereign wealth fund and the fact that you're managing this money? And that's why you're going to switch people. See, I'm not stupid enough to not know that you got a plan B. You guys know full well that money over there in Saudi and that Saudi situation is volatile. So you have another option that you think you're going to be able to force the money through. And who is that? I already know who it is. You think you're going to push it through Daniel Ellison. Yes, you do. You're going to put Daniel Ellison's name on it. I already know the name of the guy that you think is going to be the front man. You're going to make a 42-year-old trillionaire who's got a $10 billion market cap. You're going to let him buy all these companies for 112 billion when all he got his access to is 10. Because you black people are competing with the little hats. And the little hats are not going to let you win just because you figured out where the money came from. And they do a better job of managing the money, and they're not so obviously stealing. Because the difference between you and them is they know who to steal from and they don't. This is not a conspiracy theory at all. This is not a conspiracy theory at all. This is an actual fact. It's not a conspiracy theory. Mohammed bin Salman got bombed in Riyadh. Yes, that's not a conspiracy theory. That's the truth. What do you call it? The Channel of Hormuz? That's shut down. So Saudi Arabia is taking their money back. Yes, it is. That's not me conspiring. That's not me giving you a conspiracy. That's what actually happened. At the same time, you have a media conglomeracy where Paramount Plus partners with Sella, which is also connected to Saudi Arabia, for their content on a deal right with Paramount buying Warner Brothers. All of that money is being rolled up into something controlled by a guy named David Ellison. That's one of the biggest media conglomeracies in the history of mankind, if I'm right. And they're the ones that are going to be putting on the UFC fights and putting up the boxing fights. Meanwhile, over here, Turki Alalshiek's not going to be involved. Where's the conspiracy theory? You can click the link Boxing for Life if you'd like to. What do you mean? Why? They're bots. They're not talking to me. The reason why I don't cut them, I'm cooking them now. I'm cooking you now. The reason they don't come on here is because they were told not to come on here. That's why. Why don't I cook guys? Because they were told not to come on here anymore. That's why. Very clearly why I don't cook them every day. Because they were bots that were told to stay home. So they go to their other channels and they do other things. But I'm actually I'm cooking you right now. Cooking you right now. Y'all ain't saying nothing to me. What? So like I said, the money, I am not stupid enough to know, not to know that you have a plan B and somebody's ass you're going to try to kiss. And I already tell you, I'm going to tell you whose ass you're going to try to kiss. You're going to try to kiss David Ellison's ass. That's whose ass you're going to try to kiss. It's very obvious. You're going to say this is the guy that's putting all the money in boxing because you need somebody to be the guy that has the potential of giving the money, even though they're not the one giving the money. I'm telling you, I know the money's going to continue to come. But Saudi Arabia is not going to be involved with it, which means you guys are not going to be able to deal with them. Now, where's my conspiracy theory flawed at? I'm very interested. Here's a link. Where is my conspiracy theory flawed? Where's the flaw? You guys have been, there's a direct connection to Daniel Kinahan with this. There's a direct connection because of the gambling. Daniel Kinahan was making his money off gambling, not just drugs, gambling. They got busted. They got busted fixing fights. I told you that there was going to be a federal investigation into that fight, and because of that fight with Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, the second one. Or yeah, I told you that. I told you. And that's exactly what happened. And now, what happened? Daniel Kinahan is no longer involved in boxing in the United States. I told you what was going to happen. After that, you guys come up with this Turki Alalshiek guy. I tell you again, this guy is going to get the fuck up out of America. That guy is going to get the fuck up out of America. So what's going to happen next? You're going to find somebody else to try to pass it through. Yes, you are, because that's what you have to do. You guys can't actually say and admit to whose money you're spending, because if you admit it, the ramifications of it are too gigantic. Just like you will never admit if the United States is losing a war, you will never admit it because you have to have everybody believe you're winning. Just like when you watch American news about what's going on in the Middle East, you're like, oh, this is easy money for the United States. But guess what? It's not. Because when you listen to foreign news, they're like, oh, man, this shit is getting ugly. Why? Because you guys in the U.S. are being paid to tell people what you want them to know. So you guys can continue to play games if you want. The next guy is coming. Who it's going to be is your decision. I don't know what lie you're going to tell next. All I know is you're going to tell the lie next. That's all I have to know. You're going to tell another lie about a fantasy guy popping up with $1 trillion and spending it with you to justify where you get the money from. And then you're going to make up a bunch of numbers, lie about a bunch of ticket sales, do all kind of shit to inflate it when you know full well all you're doing is losing money and taking your cut for doing it. And you're going to slide the money out to the media to help sell this bullshit. And you're going to do it again. Why? I can predict it like I can predict the next young black dude being shot by a police officer. It's probably happened 100 times, but it's not in the news right now. Why? Because that's not what they're trying to sell right now. Even though it's happening right now. So give me a break. You guys don't ever know what the fuck is going to happen before it happens. Every time I tell you what's going to happen before it happens, you call me a liar. And then I wind up being right. And the only thing you do is you switch the names of your fake accounts that you come on here with and act like you never heard of me before. Why? Because you guys are the ones stealing the money. You guys are the one playing the shell game with all of these different companies, with all these different names that really all funnel up to the same thing. But if you know it's a shell game, you don't play the shell game. You just turn over the fucking table and you say, bro, I don't give a fuck what you say. It's not underneath any of these. You are palming that damn penny. And then when you finish it, then you put it under. But it's in, whenever I'm supposed to pick it up, it's in my finger. Unless you pick it up once. Okay, you got it. Pick it up twice. Boom. And then I palm it. Get out of here. You guys are playing the same stupid game over and over and over and over again. And just like Luke, and I'm telling you, it's just like what they said. He said, my bad, I didn't know they were told not to talk to you, Escort. Yeah, they were told not to talk to me. There are people on this comment section right now that'll tell you that they were told not to talk to me. And honestly, it's one or the other. Either you're told not to, it's going to be one thing or the other. Either you're not going to talk to me because you're getting rewarded for it, or you're not going to talk to me because they're going to start punishing you because of it. I know what the game is. It's called carrot and sticks. Either way, you're going to do what they tell you. Either they're going to cause you a bunch of problems by stressing you out, doing videos about you, coming to your chat, talking bad about you. If you decide you're going to listen to me, but if you decide that you're not going to listen to me and you're going to challenge me to a sparring event, or you're going to do a bunch of dumb shit, maybe you'll get a studio to do your videos in. Maybe you'll get maybe we'll pay you a couple $1,000, $5,000 a month, and you can do videos for an hour in a day. And hey, man, you can be part of the company because you decided to not talk. You're thoroughly confused, babe. That's all right. You're not supposed to know this. Go back. Hey, sweep the legs. Go back to the beginning of the live stream and listen to the beginning because we've been talking for an hour and a half. So anyway, back to what you guys are going to do. You guys are going to find some new miracle person to come up and decide. It's called Planta o Plomo. What is Planta o Plomo? Planta o Plomo. Hold on one second. Money or bullets. Yep. Exactly. Silver or lead. They're going to do it one way. Silver or lead. Thank you. Yep. It's going to be silver or lead. Which one are you going to take? Bro, man, that man ain't challenged me to no fight. He didn't challenge me for a fight. He didn't challenge me to no fight. He challenged me to spar. He didn't challenge me to a fight. It's a big difference. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, somebody wanted to spar. He wanted to spar somebody that he knew damn well wasn't going to spar him. Yeah, you want to spar somebody that you know damn well ain't going to spar you. That's like somebody saying, you want to play chess? I'm mad at you. Let's play chess. I don't play chess. Well, you a pussy because you don't play chess. Bro, I don't spar. That's not a fight. In the world we're in, if you got real issues with people, bro, dog, you're going to send somebody. You know what I mean? Like, for real, if I got problems with my brother, I know somebody's going to get sent. You only fight people you like. Like, seriously, man, don't you know that? The only people that you fight are people that you like. People get that backwards. If you're in a situation where, you know, there are groups of people that don't like each other and you're not from the same crew, the only people that you fight that you're supposed to put hands on are people that you like. Nobody else is going to, you don't put hands on anybody else you like. That's why when fighters fight, they both got to get paid. That's not how it works. If somebody doesn't like you, they're going to really get you. If you really don't like me, like a real beef, and we're not friends, no, you play for keeps. The only time that you want to have a sporting event handle it is if you think you're going to have relations with this person later on. That's it. When you say, okay, let's get together and let's agree that we're going to settle our differences in a gentlemanly fashion. Do you know why that is? Because both guys agree that they're going to be in society together and they're going to get along after that. But if you have no intention on ever getting along, that's when you have a war. That's when you're going to have a war. You're not going to have no. When one king sends a champion for another king and they send champions, that's because they don't want to fight because they want to be friends. They want to continue to do business. But when you're dealing with somebody that doesn't want to do business with you, somebody that doesn't want you around, there's no reason to handle things in a gentlemanly fashion. No, it's either you just leave me the fuck alone and I leave you the fuck alone, or it winds up where two organizations and communities go at each other. No, man, you do that with people that are friends. I mean, think about it in your life. Are you going to fight somebody that's not your friend? Dude, you know what the fuck somebody can do to you in the middle of a fight? They can stab you. They can do all kind of different shit to you if you just randomly fighting people. Man, that's for kids, bro. That's, you know, when you stop doing things like that, you stop doing things like that once you stop playing basketball in high school. Once you stop, that's into that shit. Everybody else is playing for keeps, man. Because when you say that you're putting your hands on somebody, bro, you're putting your hands on somebody's father. You're putting your hands on somebody's brother. You're putting your hands on somebody's son. That's what you want to do. You're saying, I want to harm you. Nigga, you want to harm me. I'm not letting you do that by agreeing to rules. Are you serious? No, that's not how the world works, bro. That's not how it works. And all y'all got to understand, that's not how that works. Just like it doesn't work like I can just talk and say what I want to do, what I want to say about boxing without you guys coming over here and interfering with me. You guys don't let me speak truth without coming over here and interfering. And you're listening now. And you're listening now. No, don't invite me to something you know I'm not going to do and act like that's some accomplishment. I'm 56 years. I wouldn't spar somebody if I was 36. For what? Like, no, that's not even what it was invented for. Boxing was invented for people to come together and be friends. If you have no intention on being that person's friend, you don't need to have any contact. That's all that is. If you got problems, you just don't express them. Because we're not friends. You know what I mean? Not friends. Man, I had a conversation with a relative of mine, man. It's serious shit. Like, bro, I'll talk out of school for a second, bro. I had a conversation with my brother. Bro, my conversation with my brother, when I have it's serious shit, bro. Like, that's serious shit. Like, y'all may not understand what I'm saying because I'm not going to let you know. When I'm talking to this dude, even though he and I are blood, you better believe it's for serious shit. And the only reason that we agree to part to be like, okay, it's love and hug is because we're brothers. If we weren't brothers, it would be something completely fucking different. The only person that I'm going to argue with like that is him. That's it. And because I have to have a relationship with him, he's my brother. Anybody else? No. You know what I mean? No. It's not going to be that because you're not going to put all of what I have at risk. But anyway, let me get back to the conversation at hand and get back to how you guys ain't going to have no more money. Let's get back to the fact that you guys are really mad about the fact that you guys ain't going to have no money and you invested your time and your energy into this pipeline of unlimited funds that they sold you. Now, why I know that the unlimited funds was bullshit, many of you guys were believing that these unlimited funds were going to, that was real. See, when I told you the unlimited funds were bullshit, Claymore Rain and the crew were telling you that it was real. And then you guys went on and behaved like it was real. Like you guys are really going to get this forever. No, you're not. These guys hit a lick. You're just downstream of a lick. That's it. You guys are part of a Ponzi scheme. And everybody knew from the beginning it was a Ponzi scheme. The whole conversations, everybody's like, this money ain't real. Ain't no fucking way all this money's coming from here. Why in the hell would they pay for this like this? Man, it's been 5 years of cats like, why are they just dumping billions in dollars in boxing but refusing to make any money back? Why are these people flipping on the PBC and flipping on Gervonta Davis? And why does everything? Because you guys were playing around with this large amount of money. And you guys got jobs on your channel, people buying views for you. People supporting you. You probably quit your job. You know what I'm saying? You probably had another job. You're probably doing something. Everybody knows the stresses of when you start making a bunch of money and all that money hits the, gets bottomed out real quick. And then all of a sudden you got to figure out what you're going to do. Yeah, because I fucked your money up and I'm going to fuck your money up worse. You niggas ain't about to sit up here for 10 years, 20 years and sit here and lie on me, steal a bunch of fucking money, play these fucking games, and it's just going to go on and on and on because it's good sport. No, you niggas are not going to have that money. Like I told you. You are spot on, and thanks for shouting out KO Boxing TV, Knockout Boxing 86 TV. Both of you speaks back. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, he's good dude, man. No, y'all don't have that money no more. That's why y'all getting mad. That's why Mike Coppinger is acting a fool, bro. That's why Mike Coppinger is acting a fool. Mike Coppinger shouldn't even be mad about, you're acting with morality. You're acting with morality. It's so easy to act with morality. Listen to Mike Coppinger, bro. Mike Coppinger is dying inside, bro. Mike Coppinger, listen to what Mike Coppinger said to Luke Thomas and the ramifications of that. He said, bro, he was like, it's easy for you to have all this integrity when that's what you're known for. Basically saying it's easy for you to be a good guy because you're a good guy. I have no integrity, and I have no integrity. So what am I supposed to do? I got you, King of Hayden. Like, seriously, he's hurting because this guy has no integrity, and he's always been rewarded for not having any ethics, not having any morals, and that's what he was taught, and that's what he was rewarded for. So he's like, oh, it's really easy for you to do all that because you're not dirty as hell like I am. I didn't have any. This is Mike Coppinger, bro. I didn't have any talent. I didn't have any talent. I didn't have any ability like you did. I don't have any real screen presence. I don't have anything. None of the talent that you have. So what am I supposed to do? The only thing I can do is lie, cheat, and steal. That's the only thing I know how to do. And look at you sitting on your high hog with all your ethics and morals. Bro, for somebody to say that shit out their mouth, they are hurting badly, bro. Badly. What's going on, King of Hayden? Oh, let's wrestle. Let's wrestle. What's up, King of Hayden?
Yeah, that being rewarded for being unethical and not having integrity, that sounds like pretty much every fighter that couldn't sell a pay-per-view that went over there to Riyadh.
Woo, you're right. Hold on one second. I'm listening.
Right. But yeah, man, like, man, the funniest thing about this is like the people saying that Devin's about to help PBC. Like, think about this. Rolly Romero saved Riyadh season last year in Times Square. Y'all forget that? Rolly Romero, PBC fighter. And the craziest thing about that is how it's you know, hopefully coming full circle. Because if this May 30th card happens and we get Rolly against Devin, man, that'll be something. That will be something. And for me personally, like looking at this whole situation, it is a little funny because I don't know anyone. Well, I mean, I heard of him. I mean, I don't know Clay Moraine personally. I don't know none of them personally. But I mean, they was saying that the stuff was unlimited, and it turned out to not be unlimited, and we see how that played out for him. And and now looking at everything right now, I'm just like, shoot, if Zuffa is next to fall, I wouldn't be surprised. Because with Turkey, man, this whole thing is. Has anyone noticed that he shaved off the beard and he's back to wearing them track suits? Like back in that first video we seen when he got mad at FIFA and he broke his TV. Like y'all remember that?
Yeah, I
So
remember.
like I think the last time we seen Turkey with his beard and that turban on was at the Times Square card, and after that he ain't had it no more. Like when he had all them the New Yorkers with the Timbs on, hey, dead ass B, like when he had them for the ring card dudes. That was the last time we seen Turkey with his full beard and the turban on. Since then it ain't been there. And remember in soccer, he had gone back to the track suits whenever the gig was up. That's what he's wearing right now. Like, he's been back in the track suits looking like just a normal random dude. He got the baseball cap on, he got the sunglasses on, no turban, no robes, no none of that. I don't even think he getting called His Excellency anymore. They just call him Turkey. So that's how you know he's done with boxing. Because once the costume is gone, the interest is gone.
The costume.
That's what it is, man. It was the same thing with soccer. He had that whole His Excellency thing going on with soccer, and all of a sudden, he out there in the track suits. Like them dad track suits. Like once you hit that midlife crisis, and then you got like 15 different track suits that you miss and match over 2 weeks. So that's what, man. He ain't even attending the press conferences anymore. He calling in like it's one of them lifelines on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. He don't even show up in person for them press conferences no more. You remember back in August we talked about this too. Like Riyadh wasn't gonna have like many fights this season. The only ones they had was the card with Benavidez and Yard, and then the Inouye one over there like on Christmas Day. That's the only two boxing fights they've had this Riyadh season. That's it.
Only what? Say it again.
For Riyadh season, they've only had that Inouye fight that happened on Christmas or the day after, and then the David Benavidez and Anthony Yarde fight. That's the only two Riyadh like that actually fell within Riyadh season from October to March. That's the only two fights they've had this season.
Man, that shit's a wrap, bro.
Yeah, and we was talking about that in August that Riyadh season wouldn't have barely any fights this year, and then so far for next year, the only thing they got announced is I think was it WrestleMania 43 for WWE is the only thing they got on the schedule. So yeah,
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, for Riyadh next year, going this October through next year in March. That's the only event that they got listed so far. So they probably, and I think the last event that they were supposed to be here in 2 weeks, where they're having like some I don't know, like some weird football game. They got like Tom Brady and Odell Beckham Jr. and some other retired NFL players is going to come in and play. I don't even know if that's still going to happen. So, yeah, things are looking a little uncertain for him. I mean, for the people who didn't pay attention, it's looking uncertain. But it's
if they bomb that, hey, bro, if they bombing downtown Chicago, bro, they're gonna cancel the Bears game. Okay, like, dude, nobody's fucking going. If you get your dumb ass on a fucking plane to fly to fucking Riyadh while Iran is launching missiles all over the fucking place, you're a fucking idiot. Because you not only, fuck if you're going to get hit by the bomb or not. Are you going to get out of there? How the fuck are you going to you can get stuck there for months. You know what I'm saying?
They say people are stuck now.
Hey, no way, bro. They're not going to travel to fucking Saudi Arabia. Like, they're not going to the Middle East with Iran blowing everything up. No. So I'm back to this shit. What lie are they going to tell to support this money? Because these people, man, I don't want to get my channel demonetized. You know, I don't want it. So I'm only going to say this in a very coded fashion. Dog, there are some stereotypes about black people that on occasion are true. We do like fried chicken. I like the shit a lot. So if you want to make fun of me for liking fried chicken and watermelon, you're dead right. Dog, there's some gross generalizations about some other people, bro, that fucking lands on his head sometimes. They're fucking thieves and sneaks. And you're fucking around with a bunch of thieves and sneaks, dog. And that shit is gonna fucking get you. It's not their fucking money. It's a lie. It's not their money. And these motherfuckers are not able to tell. They got caught stealing. And they had to choose. Wait, I'll leave it alone. Go ahead, man.
I feel you. But yeah, we got some other people in the boxing world to hate on. We got Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn. Man, because Alfredo Santiago stepped to him. For those of y'all who don't remember, Alfredo Santiago, he's the guy that Devin Haney made his first title defense against.
Oh, you know, the guy that got his head spun?
No. That was a different guy. He has some weird name. But the Alfredo Santiago, Devin was in training camp for him when the WBC gave him the belt. So that was his first title defense. He stepped up to Keyshawn Davis, and Keyshawn is like, "Hey man, you looking too big. We not even in the same weight class." And he's like, "Nah, I'm in 142, bro." And then later on, Santiago was flexing. He's like, "Oh, you small. I'm gonna knock you out." Like, bro, you just said 3 minutes ago that you're not in the same weight class because he looked too big. And then now he's talking about, okay, if you don't want to spar because you don't got your equipment, let's go ahead and make the fight. You know what Keyshawn Davis said? Keyshawn's response was, "Oh, well, I'm not a promoter. I can't make it happen." Which begs the question, why he's spending all this time talking about all these other fighters, calling them out and stuff, if he knows he's not a promoter and he can't make the fight? What's he doing there? Sounds an awful lot like cloud chasing. If you know that you don't got no power to make a fight, when somebody step to you and call you out, okay, what's the difference between that and you calling out these other people? Are you all of a sudden a promoter then? And I keep saying, the more these people talk, the more they shoot themselves in the foot. Man, Keyshawn Davis, I don't call him the businessman anymore. He's the bad for businessman, because the stuff he's selling, I ain't buying, and I don't like it. And then we got the people disrespecting Rolly Romero. And I hate to go in on Clarissa Shields after she just had a wonderful performance, but I got to, man. Rolly Romero, I remember, he is another fighter, a male fighter.
Real quick, bro. She got a fucking fixation with light-skinned niggas. Like, I don't give a shit what she says, bro. Speaking as a dude that's related to a lot of light-skinned dudes, and I mean real light-skinned dudes. I'm not talking about like me, brown skin. I'm talking about like Keith Thurman and Rolly Romero. Bro, why you always want to fight the light-skinned dudes with straight hair? Why? Why you always? She couldn't have said shit about beating somebody at 105 pounds. Dog, she likes Rolly, bro. She wants to get with Rolly. She wants to get with Keith Thurman. I ain't trying to hear that shit, because that shit's crazy. That's why she got a mind on him.
Man, you remember when she was still cool with Tank? They got that clip floating around when she and Tank was talking about sparring. And she was talking about maybe she beat him. He's like, "Nah, I hit harder than Earl does." And she's like, "Oh, well, maybe not then." They was over there, and they was over there laughing and giggling with each other. Now all of a sudden they enemies. See, it's every time they link up and become part of that Bud Buddies crew and They're over there with the Turkey people. All the people on that side who they talk about, yeah, we got to uplift black people, but they tearing down black people at the same time. It's wild. But I couldn't. I remember because Rolly Romero and Devin is being talked about now. So I'm over here looking at all things Rolly Romero to see what's up with this fight, looking at their last performances and all that. And I remember Rolly was the other guy she said she could whoop. And I remember that random white boy that sat her down in that spar. And then they was mad talking about, maybe he was cheating. He had loaded gloves and everything, or he hit harder than he was supposed to for the spar session, all this and that. I'm like, shoot, y'all don't know Rolly can crack? She talking about because he won 47 and she naturally weighed like 186. That's why she would go ahead and do some damage to Rolly. I'm like, nah, if you ain't doing no damage to women, I don't think you're gonna be doing damage to Rolly, because Rolly, man, it's gonna take something to stop him. And also I sent you a video, a breakdown of Rolly Romero's best performance, his last fight with Ryan Garcia. And in that, I think you'll like it. I think you'll like it because it shows some of the things that, lets people know if they're watching that Rolly does have a ring IQ, and it's a bit higher than that of Devin Haney. I know a lot of people don't want to believe that because they say Rolly is ass. I know a lot of people don't want to put Devin Haney in the ass bucket because, well, if Rolly is ass and doing things that Devin don't, well, I mean, the logical conclusion is that since Devin can't do it, he must be worse than ass. That must mean that Devin is shit. Because, man, I can't wrap my head around why they say he got all this ring IQ, and when it come time to show it, he don't show it. But like I said, that's what happens when you got these fighters that's very athletically gifted and a whole bunch of fights where they don't really have to use their smarts. And then what Roy Jones Jr. said comes into play, that boxing has gotten away from being about skill and being about conditioning. As long as you better condition than your opponent and you can stay fresh for longer, you're going to be okay because you're going to be able to exert yourself more and more as the fight goes on and they're getting tired. So you're able to, move around for a long time. If you training for stamina, you're training for punch output, and then, you get into a fight and you don't have to output as much as you did in training camp, you're going to be all right because you're going to outlast them. And, that's what a lot of these new up and coming fighters are going through because, being real, how many of them is getting tested? Like Abdullah Mason, he's a new guy that's been tested more than, Shakur Stevenson, for example, whenever it comes to a fight. Like, we've seen Abdullah's last two fights, his fight with, what's that guy he just fought for that title defense? Because they were slugging. And then the guy before that where he had got knocked down, right? Abdullah, like we haven't seen Shakur Stevenson in a position like that where he's had to adjust. And a lot of other guys too, like Devin until he fought Ryan. We've seen who else? Even Boots to a certain extent. The most that we've seen him have an issue was with Karen's movement. So that's why a lot of these guys, when it's up and coming, like for me, it's very hard to go ahead and sign off on them and say, okay, they got the goods. But I'm in a good mood, man, because if this fight with Rolly Romero and Devin happens on May 30th, I think boxing is going to be.
Hold on one second. Sweet the Leg said, Fanon, if you're honest, please correct this guy. I can't correct somebody about their opinion. I can't. You can complain that he said that he believes Ryan Garcia, that Devin, that Rolly has a higher IQ than Devin does. You can argue about it, but you can't argue about the fact that Rolly beat somebody, outsmarted somebody that outsmarted Devin. How am I supposed to exactly correct him on that? Because Rolly Romero, first of all, he was right when I said Rolly Romero was going to lose to Ryan. He was right about that. I wasn't right about it. I was wrong about it. So, number one, I can't tell him he was wrong about the next fight that Rolly has when Rolly just beat Ryan. And last time I checked, which was, I'm promising you this morning,
Let's wrestle.
that I know I saw Ryan Garcia whoop the shit out of Devin. So who am I to say that a guy that was smart enough to beat Ryan is not smarter than a guy that wasn't smart enough to beat Ryan? You get me? Now the IQ thing is like you're trying to tell me somebody, not that IQ really dictates who's really, I won't get in that, but if you get 10 out of 10 answers, you get the best score. If you get 1 out of 10, you get the fucking worst. Guess what? And if you get 5 out of 10, you got the second. Devin got the last. Devin was not as smart as Rolly, and Rolly was not as, Devin was not as smart as Ryan, and Ryan was not as smart as Rolly. Now, maybe if Rolly and Ryan smart, then Rolly can or Devin can outsmart Rolly, but shit, he didn't outsmart Ryan. So I can't say anything to him about him. I'm sorry, I can't even help with that shit.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Like, shoot, see that, and that's the thing that I'm talking about. Like, a lot of people have confused athletic ability with ring IQ because they think the prettier someone's style look, the better they are as a boxer. Like I said, if we looked at the differences between Ryan's fights with Tank and Rolly and every other fight that Ryan has had, nobody has done what Tank and Rolly did, which was keep Ryan's left hand at home. Nobody else has done that. They kept their hands at home, knowing damn well that Ryan got faster hands than them. Even if they try to punch before Ryan, he got the speed to where he's going to catch them first and get up out the way. Like, Ryan got those fast twitch muscles and reflexes. Like, we seen him in the ring. We seen how he moves his head whenever it looks like he'll be moving on everything you throw at him. But he's not like just sitting there to be hit. And we've seen Devin, that's the thing. Devin fought Ryan 6 times in the amateurs. 6 times. They're 3-3. So it's not a surprise to come in and see that Ryan's gonna go ahead and do that to him, especially when they got smaller gloves and no headgear compared to the amateurs. And Rolly and Ryan sparred a lot in the Mayweather gym, and the people at the Mayweather gym was saying that Rolly got Ryan's number. That's why they were saying like in 2018 or 2019 that if Ryan can't beat Rolly, ain't no way he gonna fight Tank or even come close to winning. Like, people out there underestimating Rolly just because his style don't look as pretty as they would like it to for someone to have ring IQ. Like, you don't have to have a pretty style to know, okay, keep somebody's hands at home, like by jabbing at that hand. Mayweather did that to Canelo to set up a lot of shots. Mayweather does it every time he fights a southpaw. And you'll see him, like, whatever lead hand is up there, if you jabbing at it, hitting it, okay, that distracts him because it's like, okay, is a punch coming or not? Then they switch it up with you, and instead of hitting your glove, they hit you in the face because they got that timing on you. Or even then, you might be getting ready to throw it, and then they hit that glove, and then you got to reset because they just messed up your game plan. Or even just putting their hand up in the path that your fist would have to go to throw that punch. Then you have to alter your angle to figure out a different form of attack because they got their hand in the way. Like, why is it that Rolly and Tank did that and nobody else that Ryan Garcia has fought has done that to him? Nobody else except those two. But I'm supposed to believe that that's not a skill. I'm supposed to believe that that's not ring IQ. And these people who disagree about it can't tell me anything otherwise about that. They can't explain how that's not a skill. They can't explain how because somebody is athletically gifted that's the same as being able to pick up on something like that and do it in the ring. Why ain't these guys doing stuff like that? Ain't nobody can tell me. But I stand on it. Like, Rolly is a thinker in there, despite what people want to say about it. People saying it's because he switched his trainer. Nah, like, this been before he switched his trainer because he's been in the Mayweather gym. Like, if you listen to Rolly's story about the stuff that Floyd done for him, like from when he was homeless and putting money in his pocket, taking him in and all that stuff, man, you understand that Rolly been in there learning. But I mean, shoot. You can only tell so many people because not all of them want to go ahead and hop off that propaganda train. That even though it's been derailed, they still remain loyal to Devin Haney and the Kool-Aid crew. So you can't help them. Can't help them. But I'll go ahead and leave the hating right there because I know some people is gonna have their Fridays ruined. And it is a feel good Friday people should be smiling today. So I'll go ahead and leave it with that.
All right, brother. Thank you, man. You're back.
All right, peace.
Yes, sir. Oh, man. What a good day we had today. What a good day, man. We have a good thank y'all for all your support today. Really, truly, thank you for your support today. Thank y'all for listening to me babble. I know that sometimes I go off into things that people really don't have a lot of context for, but that's because I try to be I am a real person, man. This is just who I am. And I can't put on a show and talk about things and not be myself. So there are things in my own personal life that you can believe or not believe that give me insight into what's going on. And many people that are listening know full well what I'm talking about because, dog, y'all know how the fuck you hear. So we're not going to act anymore like you don't know what the fuck's going on. All right? Let's not pretend that anymore because it's a big waste of fucking time. So why don't you not find the next guy to steal this money through? Okay? And I'm going to end it on this. Let's not look for the next guy because you're obviously looking for the next guy. You know that this stuff with Turki Alalshiek is gone and you know you want to steal that money. So you're looking for another person to put it on. I'm telling you right now, stop it. You need to stop lying. You need to just get some ethics. Like Mike Cobbinger. Mike Cobbinger, it's not painful to tell the truth. It's not. It's painful when people punish you for telling the truth. And it also feels good when people pay you to lie. Right? So you feel good when they pay you to lie. But if you don't lie, you definitely don't want what they're going to do to you if you don't lie. The carrot and the stick, the silver or the lead. And I'm going to tell you, and I've already told you, you cannot give me silver, you cannot give me lead. Neither one. They can't do that shit with me. So you guys are the ones that they do it through. That's why it's so easy for me to tell you what's going to go on and what's not going to go on. Because the guys that you're afraid of are very afraid of me. That's why they go to you and pay you money to be the front. Because they are afraid of me. I don't know them. They know me. And you can believe it or not believe it, it doesn't make a fucking difference. Just like when I told you that you guys were fixing those goddamn fights and that you guys were going to start going to jail and we were not going to let Daniel Kinahan pull that shit off. I was right about that. I also told you that Turki Alalshiek is not going to continue to spend this money like that. He's not. They're going to get out of the money because the money is going to get turned off. Well, guess what? You got your proof that the money got turned off. I also, between 5 Ricos and Turki Alalshiek's money getting cut off, maybe you'll start believing me. Dog, hey, look, bro. You're nothing more than a YouTuber. No one is afraid of you. You're in the internet. Yes, you are, bitch. You're very much afraid of me. Yes, you are, you bitch. Yes, you are. That's why you're here. And guess what? I don't give a shit if you're afraid or not. You bitch niggas ain't gonna get no more money. I don't give a fuck if you're afraid or not. You bitches are going to jail. I don't give a fuck whether you're afraid or not. Your boy's still going to jail. I don't give a fuck if you're afraid or not. You still ain't got no money. You think the bomb cares if it lands on your house, whether or not you're afraid or not? I mean, I'm for real. I want to talk to you seriously because you said it. Do you think when a bomb hits your house that it cares that you're afraid? No, it doesn't. Your fear is not my problem. I don't care if you're afraid. Don't care. The result is still going to be the same. Right? Does it matter? See, it doesn't matter if you lie. The truth is still the truth. You bitch niggas is still not able to gamble in fixed fights right now. You're not. That's a fucking fact. All of your crime families in New York are under federal investigations and RICOs. That's a fucking fact. It's a fact. Rehab season, where you said you were getting your money, got bombed the day before yesterday. So you are not going to be able to get money or fights out of rehab. I don't care if you like that or not. See, that's the difference, bro. It doesn't matter whether or not. See, that's when emotions don't matter. Emotions don't matter when that's what the fuck is going to happen. Do you know why the bailiff is polite to you when they walk your ass back to your jail cell? Not because they care about you, but because it just makes it easier for you to get in your cell. You're going to get the fuck in there. We're not asking. So it doesn't fucking matter whether or not you're afraid of me or not, because the shit's still going to hit you. Either way, bro. Either way. You know what I'm talking about? Brave niggas die by bullets the same way cowards do. You can take the bullet in the front or you can take the bullet in the back. It don't matter. You're not going to get up. You got me, Mr. Tough Guy, Mr. Brave Guy that nobody's afraid of. It doesn't matter whether you're afraid or not. Matter of fact, it makes it easier if you're not afraid. That way you don't shit yourself and you don't fall all over the place and spittle yourself and get all desperate. When you're brave, you're going to step up like a man and just take it like a man. Either way, it's still going to happen. You guys cannot get on this show right now and tell me anything about unlimited funds. Can you? Can you still talk to me about unlimited funds? I need to know that answer right now so that I know that I'm not being delusional. Is it or is it not true that Iran bombed Riyadh? Am I wrong that they got bombed, that Riyadh got bombed? So if I told you that Riyadh was going to get bombed and this money was going to get cut off, like I told you that they were going to snatch the Venezuelan oil, because I told you that too. It doesn't matter if you're afraid of me or not. I told you Nicolas Maduro and that I didn't say Nicolas was going to get snatched, but I told you that oil was going to get snatched. It still got snatched. I don't know why you would be. You know it. I don't need your fear. You need my fear. Let me tell you how sneaks work. And I'm going to get off the live stream on this. Thieves and sneaks and bullies need you to be afraid. A bully needs you to be afraid. A bully needs you to be afraid. A thief needs you to be afraid. They need you to be afraid because they don't want you to do anything back. Real niggas ain't got to be afraid. Real ones ain't got to be afraid. Not afraid of what you think, not afraid of what you do, not afraid of what you want to do. Because you can't do nothing. But it doesn't even matter if you're afraid if you can't do nothing. Exactly. So anyway, bro, I don't want you to be afraid, guys. I don't want you to be afraid of me. But I do want you to be afraid of the people whose money you fucking with. Now, I'm not even playing with you here. I'm going to tell you the honest truth. If you're any way in shape, form, or fashion involved with the money coming from Turki Alalshiek that has been pouring through, you cannot get that money anymore in above fashion in a way where you can justify it to the public. You got me? You cannot justify that money to the public anymore. So if you continue to find a way to leak that money, co-mingle those funds, you know what I mean? Like Turkey gives 100, you give 1,000. Because you want to co-mingle the funds. You put Turki Alalshiek's money in there, then you put this other money in there, and then you say all this money came from Turki. So everybody can believe that Turki put all this money out there, but really what you're doing is co-mingling funds and crediting it to him and spending all the money. I don't need you to be afraid. I just need the hedge funds shut down. I don't need you to be afraid. I just need the hedge fund to get shut down. I don't need for y'all to be afraid. I just need the trust fund to get the lock turned on it. That's all I need. I don't need any YouTube content creator to believe a fucking word I say. All I need is the bankers to turn the fucking trust fund off. And all I need is the hedge funds not to have any money in them. Because once that is accomplished, it doesn't matter what you guys think, because you guys are going to be out there acting with integrity. Because that's the only job you're going to get, is you're going to be able to compete with people by telling the truth. And the truth is there is no rehab season. And nobody's saying anything about the fact that there is no rehab season this year. So you got anything else to say? Because I didn't block you. I want to know if you guys are going to continue to play this game, this public humiliation game, where you think you can humiliate me in public, and somehow that's going to keep me from doing what I'm doing. You think that you are going to be able to embarrass me out of doing what I'm going to do to you. You're not going to embarrass me out of doing what I'm going to do to you, because I'm going to be the one doing it to you. And I don't care about none of you niggas that don't know what I'm talking about. The people that know what I'm talking about know full well what I'm talking about. No more rehab money. No more mystery guy in the turban. No more mystery guy in the turban. None of that for y'all. So you guys better go get your CDLs. You guys, I hope that you guys saved your money up that you got, because that shit is turned off. Now, are you afraid of that, smarty pants? Because I'll tell you something for sure. Most friends are not afraid. Most men are not afraid of getting beat up. But boy, when those checks stop coming, when that money gets tight, niggas get real nervous. Oh, I know the feeling. It happens to me all the time. When suddenly money get off. When that gravy train ain't there that you got used to. Oh, that's not a pleasant feeling. I've been there. Trust me. I don't like that feeling. You know what I mean? Like when you start a YouTube channel and you're doing really well and you're grinding and grinding, and then all of a sudden some fucking clowns decide that they're gonna go at you because somebody paid them to do it. You know that feeling? When you think you're doing well and all of a sudden somebody tries to snatch shit from underneath your feet. You know that feeling you got right now, Mike Coppinger? You know that feeling you got when you heard that Iran got bombed and you know damn well you're not going to rehab. Yeah, you know that feeling. You know the feeling that you always want somebody else to have. You know that feeling you threaten other people with. That feeling of where's my next check going to come? And oh my God, I think this thing may not get renewed. Yeah, you know the feeling, bro. The feeling you want everybody else to have while you gloat and take that man's money. Anyway, though, I'm out. Deuces.